Okay, so in the previous class we have covered up the basic clauses in this retrieval query, and we have discussed how each and every clause will be executed or will be uh, processed by the query processor, right? And within that we have taken few basic queries. I mean, these basic queries you might have already started working upon. The next set of expression or next set of logical function in a SQL is the situation where we will have more than one database tables being used in the from clause, right? So let me share today's lecture notes. Yeah, right. So having only one particular database table in a specific query is a very generic situation. But whenever we have more than one database tables being used in the from clause for the retrieval of logical required data, there must be a concern, because whenever we mention more than one database table in the from clause, it will immediately create Cartesian product, right? And which means Cartesian product we means typically it is nothing but it is a simple, you can say, the multiplication or maybe the combination of each and every tuple of first relation with the tuples of second relation, right? So suppose we have these two tables given, person database table and customer. So now if you see in this query, which is having like select star from person to customer. So naturally in the temp one, which is the result of from clause, it will simply create the Cartesian product of both. So the combination of very first tuple of person will be created with the all tuples of second relation. That's what the typical Cartesian product is, right? And you can see that this resulting table, which is the outcome of Cartesian product of person and customer, and which is available in the temp one, right, will be of no use, because it does not have any specific pattern. It is having simply combination of each and every tuple from both participating database table, right? And you can make sure this thing in the entire data retrieval query, there is no database query which requires this kind of data to be dealing, right, for the dealing with, right? So that's why it is always necessary to rectify, to remove these unwanted pair of database tuples, right? So Cartesian product is something which we do not require, which is not desired actually, right? So to deal with this situation, wherever we are having more than one database table, and you can assume whenever we have more than two database tables, then also it will create the Cartesian product. So you can understand that if a table is having m number of tuples, and the second table is having n number of tuples, and the third table which is having q number of tuples, so it will create m into n into q number of tuples, with most of the tuples of no use actually, right? So that's why it is important to deal with, because in the database, in the real life database systems, it is a very generic possibility that we may be using more than one database tables to retrieve the data, right? So that's why. And as far as attribute concern, in the resulting table all the attributes will be appearing. So all the attributes means attributes of first table, then it will appearing with attributes of second table, right?
Excuse me, sir.
So
Sir,
yes,
few of
please.
the students are waiting to join.
Okay, let them wait, no problem, right? Okay, so
Sir, you have written 1040 now. That's why some confusion is there, sir. 940, sir.
1040 is pasted.
Sir, you have written joining timing for 940, sir. And it's 920. That's
uh,
why they.
okay, so let me see if it is 940. Let me see first. I have admitted them actually right now. It is interrupting the class. It was a typo mistake from my side. Okay, so what will happen when we have these kind of situations? So number of attributes will be just same that it will be the sum of these two basically database attributes. So basically two things are important whenever we discuss data retrieval query. It is important to understand what is the cardinality. Cardinality is nothing, it is the number of tuples selected, right? So it is usually asked what is the cardinality of group by, what is the cardinality of having, what is the cardinality of maybe where clause this condition, right? So sometimes in exam, sometimes in an interview, it is asked that what is the cardinality of certain operator. Similarly, the degree. So degree shows the number of attributes in the result. So whatever query result you will be having at the last, what will be the possible number of attributes to be there, right? So it can be asked at any point of time that for a given query, what would be the cardinality and degree that you should be ready with. Now, so as far as Cartesian product, the cardinality will be simply it is the number of tuples relation 1 into number of tuples relation 2, something like that. And degree will be something, it is the number of attributes in both tables. So it is the sum of the number of attributes in both participating database tables, right? Now, going with this, because Cartesian product resulting table will not serve any purpose, will not serve any query or any data retrieval task. So typically, the solution is basically having some kind of conditions, having some kind of logical equality, logical implication through which you can remove those unwanted, undesired, and so-called invalid tuples from the resulting table, because you cannot introduce or you cannot add a condition into the from clause, because from clause is there to list down all the database table. So you need to provide some sort of condition into the where clause through which you can eliminate these possible tuples, right? So for this implication, there is a concept of join has been proposed, and join is again a binary concept. Binary concept means it is having always two operands. Two operands are here, two different database tables, right? So whenever we see that concept of join, so join operation is nothing, it is an extension of Cartesian product with a condition, and through this condition we will eliminate, or system will eliminate, these redundant, these so-called invalid or illogical tuples from a resulting relation, right? So typically whenever we are asking for this kind of operator which can eliminate the redundant tuples from the resulting table, so the join is something which is being proposed or which has been designed in most other SQL packages. And join is having broadly three categories or three types, right? The very first type of join is inner join, right? And typically inner join is something which we are assuming right now, which we are required, which is required right now for us to help us, right? So inner join are something which simply filtered or maybe selected, which will select a tuples with matching conditions, right? So you can say that by using inner join, type of inner join, we will be able to select, we will able to filter, we will able to find the tuples which are having some matching capability, some matching criteria, some matching attributes, something like that, some matching condition. But in some cases, in some in some situation, it is required to maintain the non-matching tuples also. Now I'm saying non-matching, but not from both participating database tables. So in some cases, it is important or it is required to keep the non-matching tuples of a table, right? I'm not saying relation, so let me put it like this. So non-matching tuple of a relation, so a table. So among these two participating database table, all the tuples from one table can be retained, right? Something like that. In some situation, those are the exceptional queries or statements required where we are need to maintain these kind of tuples. So this second type of join is called outer join, right? So semi-join is something which is not required in the case of centralized data. because whatever we are discussing in this whole semester, in this whole entire course, it is with respect to centralized data, right? Distributed data is a different type of database system where we are keeping either the same copy of same database into multiple sites, or maybe the different portions of the same database into multiple sites. There could be two situations, right? So that is not the scope of this course. So semi-join will be preferred or required or used in the case of distributed database because each and every data has been kept in one single site. In the case of centralized database, we will not going to discuss this part, right? So our focus is on only the inner and outer join. So let's take the first obvious category, which is inner join. Now, inner join is about fetching the all possible matching tuples, right, between pair of database tables which has been listed in the from clause. So if you think about this, so if we are talking about selecting the matching tuples, right, matching tuples, maybe condition could be equal to, or matching condition could be basically matching condition could be equal to, right? Maybe it could be not equal to, it could be this, or it could be this. So matching condition could be anything, but we are performing some sort of comparison to fetch all the tuples which are having this sort of relationship. So inner join is falling into these kind of conditions where we have these four possibilities: equals to, not equals to, less than or greater than, something like that. So whenever we are comparing between two attributes to remove the unwanted results, we will be having these four possible operators. And whenever we are comparing this kind of situation or performing comparison in this kind of situation, it will called inner join, right? So now let's see. So the very first type of inner join is natural join. Natural join, right? And natural join says, suppose between two database tables, there are more than two database tables attributes which are similar, which are common, right? Because between the two database tables which are being listed in from clause, you will look for, or database query processor will look for the common attributes, right? So suppose like in the employee and department, D number is common.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, some students are still waiting, sir. So, last 5 minutes.
Right. So basically, this inner join will be looking for the common database attribute between pair of database tables, and the comparison for inner join, comparison for this matching condition will be performed between these two set of attributes, right? So in the very first case of natural join, it says between pair of tables, whatever number of common attributes are there, the equality or the matching condition will be performed for all common attributes, right? That's the typical definition. That is the natural way of performing the inner join. So typically you can say in the natural join, whenever we are using natural join between pair of tables, it will compare all the common attributes between, or maybe in the from the participating database tables, right? Database tables. So like in here, where we are assuming this situation, which says the very first database table is project, second is department, and between these two tables, department and project, only one possible common attribute is available, right? So if we perform natural join, we have only one database attribute common between these two. So comparison between these two will be performed, and comparison will be based on equal to operator, right? So compare, or maybe comparison based on equal to condition, equality. So maybe in some cases between project and department, we could have two database attributes common. So in the case of natural join, which we are discussing right now, the comparison on equality will be performed on both attributes, right? So it will be performed and the selected tuples will be retained in the resulting relation. So if you see here, in the resulting relation, we have these set of tuples selected as a final result because we have performed natural join. But the only concern is that in the resulting relation, we have two instances of the same attribute. And it is naturally coming because first four attributes are coming from the database table project, and the second are basically inferred, last three attributes are inferred from the database table department. So it is very natural, it is very obvious to have these two copies of attribute. But in the resulting relation, where we are objecting or targeting to remove any redundant kind of situation, so we will not require these two instances of project ID, right? And that is something which will be achieved only through the second inner join, which is called equi-join, right? Equi-join is something you can say extension of natural join. And extension of equi-join means the comparison between the common attributes of participating relation will be on the equality condition. That is one thing. And second, we will not have the second instance of the database attribute. Like if you compare between a person database table and menu, where food is a common attribute between these two, right? So when we perform the equi-join thing, it will have comparison condition equal to, which is obvious, but in the resulting relation, it will retain only single instance of the common attribute, right? So typically for equi-join, you need to write a query like select star from person as P. So we have given a name aliasing. We have created an alias of person table as P and menu table as M. And then we have added a condition which says P dot food equals to M dot food. So which says you can always perform a comparison between these two attributes of these two different tables. In the case of natural join, you do not need to mention this condition. In the case of natural join, we do not need to provide this additional condition, which we are saying is a condition for join, condition for equi-join. So whenever we mention this condition into a select query, system or query processor will automatically assume that you are trying to impose a join condition, right? You are trying to perform a equi-join, which means we will have only one instance of the common attribute. That's the only difference, right? In the case of natural join, whenever you are trying to perform a natural join and you simply mention a query called, so like you can take out this query from here and write here. So let me write here how to push a particular query as a natural join. So there you do not need to mention anything as a join condition like this. So you will like query here like this. So you will now write a natural join. So when you mention this natural join, system automatically assumes that you are trying to perform or you are trying to impose a query as a natural join, where natural join will be required, right? And thus the result table will be like this, where we have multiple instances. That's the implication of it, right? Now going ahead, so in these first two types of inner joins, so like equi-join we are saying as extension of natural join, where the condition of equality is equal to, but the difference is only on the only one instance will be kept in the equi-join in the case of equi-join, but rather in the natural join we have more than one instances of all the common attributes, right? So this is something is dealing with the equal to operator. What about not equal to operators? So all the possible types of non-equality or not equal to operators are falling into a third type of inner join, which we are saying as a theta join, right? So theta join is basically, it is a kind of natural join. It is a kind of natural join, but it is having these not equal to conditions in the matching logic, right? So till now in the natural join, what we have assumed, for all the common attributes between two database tables, we have imposed equal to operator to perform the matching between common attributes. It just opposite or just contrast to that, theta join basically impose not equal to conditions, not equal to matching conditions on all the common attributes between two database tables. And because it is a type of, it is the opposite, or maybe it is the reciprocal case of natural join, it will retain both instances of the common attributes into the resulting table, right? So there is only one difference between theta and natural. Theta says it will imply, it will impose the not equal to operating conditions, not equal to matching conditions on the pair of attributes, all the pair of common attributes between the database tables. But in the resulting relation, it will keep both instances of a common attribute. So it is something similar to the natural join, right? So this is what about three different types of inner join in the database in the SQL. Now we will talk about outer join. So outer join is typically, you can say, is the altogether new type of join operator or join condition or join logic, which basically maintains all the tuples from one relation. So between two database tables, two database relations which are imposed, which are written in the from clause, you can retain all the tuples from one relation, one database table, and only respective matching tuples will be selected from the second relation, right? That's the philosophy of. So it has three possible or two possible types. First is called left outer join. Second is called right outer join. So left outer join means in the from clause, left side relation, left side database table will be retained. All the tuples from left side database table will be retained, but from the right side database table, only matching tuples will be retained in the final table. So let's see. Similarly, in the right outer join case, all the tuples of right side database table will be retained, but from the left side database table, only matching will be retained. Matching tuples will be retained, right? So let's see, for the same database table, person and menu, if we see food is something is common between these two, here and here, and we are assuming that we are trying to perform left outer join. So you will write like select star from person, menu, and then left outer join. So from here, the table or database table person is appearing as a left table, left side table. So basically it will retain in the resulting table, this simple query will retain all the tuples from the person table. So all the tuples means this entire table will be maintained, and if there is something common between, there is something matching between these two tables appeared based on this one common attribute, it will be maintained, it will be retained. So if you see the if you see the resulting table here, which says person left outer join menu, all the tuples of person is maintained here as it is, you can see. But if you take out the attributes from the menu side, you can see there is for the very first tuple, which say Rajesh 22 and this Pratha thing, it does not have any matching. Despite of having these two attributes common between these two tables, for this particular tuple, there is nothing matching from with respect to the menu table. So it is introduced as a null value. So wherever it is a non-matching thing available, it is not, nothing is available in the second table or in the right side table, it will introduce null entry. Similarly, for the second tuple of the person table, there is no value or there is no tuple matching, so it will introduce null. Though for the third tuple, you can see it is having a matching value in the menu table, menu database table. So it has taken out or it selected this particular tuple from the second participating or right side table. So similarly, for the second last or third last tuple, it is having null entry, right? For remaining two, it has fetched the respective matching value, right? So this is how left outer join will perform. So all the matching tuples from the second or maybe right side relation will be fetched, and for non-matching places, it will simply introduce the null values in the resulting relation. right? Similarly, if you see into the right side, so just the emphasis has been now changed. Till now, in the left outer join, we are focusing upon the tuples of left side relation, which is person. But if you are moving or switching off your focus onto the right side relation, it will retain all the database tuples from the menu into the resulting table here. So you can see all the tuples have been maintained, and respectively, if something is matching in the left side table, it will be also presented like this. And as far as last tuple of menu or second table, right side table concerned, there is nothing matching, or there is no tuple value matching with this, so null values has been introduced. So this is how a right outer join operation will fetch the tuples from a database table. Right, so you can simply mention select star from a person menu, comma, right outer join. So in the all possible cases of outer join, the condition of matching is equal to. That's for sure. That is first thing. Second thing is it is about the degree, or maybe the conditions or instances of common attributes. So you can have a look like in the case of outer join, both left and outer, we have both instances of common or maybe matching attribute, right? This is something you can say this right outer join is a kind of extension of natural join, right? So natural join is a join. It is having simple implication that the tuples has been or maybe attributes has been compared based on the matching or equal to condition, right? That's what the natural join is. And then you can always customize or change the natural join to achieve certain type of join, like we have done in the case of equijoin, right? So equijoin is extension of natural join. Extension, when we say extension, it means it is a new version of natural join with some added changes onto it, right? Now, if you take the last possible case, which is called full outer join, and full outer join says you need to retain or maintain all the tuples from left, all the tuples from the right side database table. So it will have a resulting table like this. All the tuples of left side has been retained. All the tuples from the right side table has been retained. So due to which there will be some additional null values has been added, right? So it is a combination of, it is a union of kind of thing of both left and right outer join resulting tables, right? So in very rare cases, we will be using outer join condition, but you need to observe the query carefully. So for a given query statement, you should be very careful while writing a outer join condition, right? But yes, naturally, in very few or rare cases, we have to use outer join situation. With this, now let's go. So with this we can say those 6 types of joins we have discussed. These are the only possible types of join we could have on SQL query, starting from inner join to outer join. So within inner join, we have natural and equi and theta. In the case of outer, we have left and right, and then full outer join, right? So we have 6 types of join which can be performed, which can be written in the SQL query, right? So there are 2 basic operators or basic conditions which we will be having in the queries also, and these are considered as a binary operator, similar to the join operator. Like in the case of join, we could have, or we need at least two pair of database tables, not one pair, means 2 database tables. And suppose in a specific query in the from clause we have 3 database tables, so the join of operation will be performed first with first 2 tables, and the result of this join will be compared with the 3rd table, right? So it will start from the left side table, not from the right side table. That you should be remembering. Okay, now the second types of operator is kind of set operator. So in many cases, it is in the future queries which we will be discussing, In many cases, it is required to perform some sort of union, or maybe the combination of creating the aggregate set of the tuples. So union is the operator which you might be having some familiarity with. It is required to combine the two sets of two similar set of values, right? So you can see here the very first query is selecting the details from the person table, and second case is collecting, or second query or subquery is collecting result from customer table or customer database table. So if you perform union between them, it will be simply generating a database table which is having the combination of values. And now you can see between these two, person and customer, the domain of each attribute are similar. Like for name, we are using the same domain in both database tables. The second attribute is age. Here also the second attribute is age. Third attribute is food. In the case of customer also, the third attribute is food. So whenever we are using union as an operator to combine or to aggregate values from the two different sets, it is important to see the domain of the attributes. Like you cannot combine, like if I write here name here and here as a age, system will not able to combine these two, because if in the very first query we are trying to fetch the name of the individual, which is having altogether different domain, and similarly in the second query we are trying to fetch age value, which is having different domain value. So it is important to have a compatible, or sometimes it is called as a set compatibility also. Like union operator is a kind of set operator. It checks for the compatibility of domains, compatibility of the domain values. So whenever we perform or we use union operator in the each subquery, in the each subset, like result of first query could be one set, second query will generate another set. So you need to see carefully that what could be the resulting domain of values which will be appearing in these subqueries. Only then we can perform a union. Only then the system or query processor will perform union, right? So union will be the combination of, or union of these two query will be the combination of results, combination of values in the specific attributes from both participating database tables, right? And naturally, when we perform union, the duplicate instances of value will be removed. So in these two database tables, this tuple is appearing as it is. So we have two instances of the same, two instances of the similar values, or maybe two instances of the similar values tuple. So it will be eliminated in the case of the resulting table, right? So now let's see the last one. Last binary operator which we might be using in the data retrieval is the minus operator. So suppose we have the similar set of situation where we are having two database queries like this. So if you use this specific query and you mention here minus, so it will basically all the matching tuples will be removed, some kind of between these two. So the very first table is called a person. So this creates first set, and second query will create second set. And if you perform a comparison between these two, so all the tuples in customer database table which are having matching in the person table will be removed from the resulting table, right? So it will be like A minus B. So all the common values between these two will be removed, but only non-matching from select person will be retained, right? Something like that. So this is something which we will be using in a specific queries. Okay, so that's it for the today's discussion. In the next class or maybe next lecture, we will be discussing about the different functions now, because this join operator is something very specific. We need to discuss it.